Juan, what's the general atmosphere at the moment around the camp?
A lot of focus, a lot of concentration, making sure that we can recover the guys all week physically and mentally, and just making sure that we're ready to go. There's going to be I told you last week, it's going to be a tough match. It is a very, very good opponent, and just making sure that everybody's ready to go.
Obviously, physically recovering players after 2 extra time games is a lot, but recovering players emotionally as well after the sort of high stakes and the way they won those games. How do you set about doing that this week?
It's key. It's key in how well we can arrive to the game prepared. Like you said, not just knowing tactically what we need to do, but also making sure that the players arrive fresh mentally to the game. Also, if you ask me, this is a game that it's going to have very little surprises. I don't think there's a lot of secrets between Sacramento and us. It's going to be a game that it's gonna need a high level of focus, a high level of character, intensity, and how aggressive we can be on and off and out the ball. And in order to do that, you need to make sure that the players can go again, and that's what we've done all week. Also, listen, you're playing a final, so when you're playing a final, you have that extra push that allows you to recover faster, to stay more focused than usual, and also we have a great staff that makes sure that nothing. That we make sure that the players are getting everything that they need to arrive to the game. So we're very pleased on the way the week has gone.
The last time you went up to Sacramento, not a great result. I don't think I've ever seen you more upset after a game, openly upset. But what lessons would you take from that game going into this one?
I think that was a turning point of our season. If you ask me, yes, I was very upset after the game, but so were the players, so was the staff. Um, Many people, when they have asked me this question a lot this week, and also they have asked me what was the turning point of the season, and I promise you, every time I say what the turning point was or it is, people look at me weird. They're expecting me to say it was a 6-0 at home versus Memphis, or the 5-0 versus El Paso or Detroit. The turning point for us in the season was losing to Sacramento 4-0 away. How do you bounce back from adversity? How you fight back, how you can push forward when things are not going well is what dictates how far do you make it in anything, not just pro sports, but also life. And how I saw the players in the locker room after the game, how I saw the players on breakfast the next day before we headed to Monterey, that to me was a turning point this year. Is how much these players could absorb adversity, how committed they were, and how upset they were after the performance that we had put that led to a very bad result. And I'm going to say something that I've been saying now the last 3 weeks, and I truly mean this. If there was a place besides playing at home that you would have asked me, you're going to play a final versus a rival in the West, I would have said to you, we want to go back to Sacramento and play the final in Sacramento.
Obviously, in years past, Rising have dominated the regular season and then maybe come up a bit short in the playoffs. 2021 was a prime example of that. This season, it's a bit the other way around. Like, wasn't a great end to the regular season for you guys, but you turned around the playoffs. Do you think the fact you've played more meaningful games and that playoff spot wasn't quite guaranteed to right at the end there has helped you guys with your motivation, perhaps?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I think it was you and probably Owen that asked me this the first week, and I replied that I sense the group a different level of focus, that they were more focused the week leading to San Diego, to that first game, that 2 years ago, the week leading to RGV. But at the end of the day, also it's human instincts and human survivors. Like, they knew they had to be sharp because we didn't finish the season well, and they also knew that we're not playing at home, we're playing away, and that we're playing a rival that had a great year with the good coaches and good players. But listen, and every year is different. Every year this league keeps getting better and better. Every year this league gets better coaches, better players, organizations are understanding how to do things. Tours keep growing and developing. Supporter groups keep getting better. You see the support in every stadium. And when you go play away games, the supporters let you know that you're not home. So it's every year that's going to change. And next year when we're talking, I can guarantee you that it's going to be different again. We found ways to adapt, to transform in a process that hasn't been easy, that had a lot of ups and downs. But we also knew that it was going to have ups and downs in a new process, in a new project. We kept pushing forward with a clear vision, a clear idea, and also the players have understood absolutely everything that it was asked out of them. Tactically, technically, emotionally, they've done a great job. So now we have the opportunity to play a final, and we want to make sure that we can keep dreaming.
The fact that you're going away to the number one seed, that they know that if they win, they're going to host the ultimate final. Does that put more pressure on them, do you think? And could that be an advantage for you guys going into this week?
I don't know. I don't know because I'm not there, right? I don't see them training. I'm not the coach, and I'm not sure. I mean, what is it that how they're feeling from inside, from what you see externally? Anyone can make you think that, I mean, that everything is good, that everything is perfect externally through pictures and videos, but I don't see how the inside is. What I could tell you is how we feel. We feel strong. We feel that with a lot of, we have that need. We have the need of keep pushing forward. We have the need of keep growing, of the belief, and also we have the ambition that we have as an organization, as individuals, as a collective in that locker room, that we want to keep growing. We want to make sure that the dream is not done this week, that we can keep pushing forward. And in order to do that, we have to go through Sacramento. So all our focus is on us first, and then on going to Sacramento, and we're going to understand again, it's going to be a hostile environment. We're going to understand again that it's going to be a packed stadium in which many factors are going to go against us. But we're ready for that. We've already done it for 2 weeks, and all this week we've been preparing for that as well. And we want to go over there to do our game. We play with our identity. Things for us don't change. I've said this a million times. Doesn't matter who we play, where we played, where we at. We're the same team. We're the same group, and we approach things with the same levels of focus and importance. So we're going to go to SAC, and if it's more pressure on them, so let it be. For us, it's the same amount of pressure, responsibility we had game one in Charleston. I'm not even talking about playoffs. I've approached every single game here with the same level of responsibility. And Charleston on game one, or Sacramento, this is game what, 37, for me is the same, and for the players it's also the same.
The word you've used a lot over the years being process. Do you see the fact you've made it to the Western Conference Final in your first full year as a manager as an indication of that process?
The processes take time. At the end of the day, making it to the final, more than a process, it was more of the last two results of the last two games. The processes is the clear idea that we have adopted, how we've been able to create strong bridges between the supporter groups and the team, between the team and the front office and the ownership group, making sure that we have a clear direction and a clear idea of who we are. That's the process, right? That's the big part of it. Then obviously results help, and results keep people calm, because at the end of the day, also my job and our job in professional sports is based on results. So thanks to results, we're on the final. The process, we have a process that hopefully can last a lot longer, that next year we can see the reality of this process. The process shouldn't change regarding a result of whatever would have happened in San Diego, would have happened in OC, or what's going to happen in Sacramento. The process doesn't change. That vision doesn't change. Our vision is clear, and regardless of the results, our vision is going to keep going. So the process is strong. We believe in it, and we know that the process is going to take us to where we want to be, and the results now have taken us to the final. Now we want to make sure that another result could put us 1 week further.
Obviously, we've seen this in the last couple of games, but you have to go back to 2018 to find the last time that Phoenix Rising managed to win a playoff game in 90 minutes. What do you think some of the reasoning behind that?
Well, I don't know. It's first one because there's a penalty call in San Diego in the last minute. Is that clear? We would have won it in 90, but there was a penalty, and then we had to go to overtime, extra time. And then in OC, it was a close game. It was a good game in which first half I wasn't too pleased or too happy. We made some tactical adjustments, and we were much better then for the next 60 minutes. And if you ask me, I don't care if we win it in 90 or if we win it in 120 or if we win it in penalty kicks. At the end of the day, the important thing is that we keep advancing and that we keep winning, and the boys keep believing. We have enough depth in this team to make sure that we can make substitutions and keep getting better. That has been key now in this playoffs, is giving the opportunity to every single player that's on the bench, except of Patrick, to see minutes in the game. So at the end of the day, we have the tools, we have the assets to be able to go for 120 minutes or penalties, and we prepare for absolutely everything through the week.
Coach, you scored goals in the 119th minute and 160th minute now. So what is it about this team that allows them to stay resilient when the game really clamps up and maybe not much hope left in the game? What is it about them that allows them to be so resilient?
It's exactly what I was telling you, is losing to Sacramento 4-0 on the road and understanding that you got 48 hours to bounce back and go again. It's understanding that it was a new project with so many new players at the beginning of the year, and these players hadn't even dressed up or putting a rising uniform, and they were still feeling the pressure since they won, because they were important players that had left the organization, and new players coming in and absorbing that pressure since day one. And this group it's been under pressure and under, let's call it, close attention since day one. Before they got on the plane to come to Phoenix, everybody was already asking, who are these guys? How are they going to represent us? Now, 9.5 months later, look where we are. Look what the guys have done. Look how resilient they've been in moments of adversity through processes that is not easy at first. So it's that they haven't just been demanded this last 2 weeks. These players have been demanded since day one. The expectations were clear for them on day one. We make sure that we knew who we were bringing in, and that the character piece was checked for this moment. And I think they responded very well, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep responding well to whatever comes their way.
Profe, físicamente, ¿cómo se encuentra el equipo? Han jugado más de 250 minutos en estos dos partidos. ¿Cómo viste usted al equipo?
El equipo se encuentra bien, muy bien, recuperando poco a poco. Obviamente, después de volver de California el día domingo, le dimos un día libre al equipo para que descansaran, no solo físicamente, también mentalmente. Y poco a poco, como la semana ha ido pasando, me he dado cuenta que el equipo se encuentra mejor cada vez. Entonces los jugadores van a llegar bien de cara al partido. Tenemos bastante profundidad que nos da la posibilidad de que si los partidos se alargan más o si tenemos que hacer algún cambio, el equipo pueda terminar aún más fuerte de cómo empezó, y eso como entrenador da mucha tranquilidad.
La tercera semana consecutiva que los expertos de la liga los ponen a ustedes, no los favorecen al equipo de Phoenix. ¿Qué piensa usted acerca de eso? John Stenberg dijo que cualquier equipo que nos pongan podemos competir con ellos. ¿Se siente usted similarmente con un equipo como Sacramento?
Sí, absolutamente. La realidad es que quedan 4 en la liga, ¿verdad? Contra Charleston se empató en casa, contra Louisville se empata en Charleston, perdón. Louisville se empata en casa, contra Sacramento se ganó 1 y se perdió 1. Entonces, si me preguntas, sí, de los 4 que quedamos, obviamente cualquier equipo lo puede ganar. Ahora caben los niveles de concentración que se tengan, cómo podemos ser efectivos de cara a gol cuando vayamos para allá, y también qué tanto podemos minimizar el ataque de ellos en Sacramento, porque es un equipo que ataca bastante bien y con muchísimos números. Mira, que los expertos hagan sus decisiones, pues no lo sé. En verdad, mi enfoque total es en nuestros jugadores, mi enfoque total es en lo que tenemos acá, y si los expertos ya se han equivocado 2 veces, a lo mejor no son tan expertos.
¿Y qué lecciones ha tomado de los últimos, los dos enfrentamientos contra ellos? Perdieron allá en Sacramento, pero pudieron obtener un buen resultado aquí en casa. ¿Qué lecciones tomó de esos 2 juegos?
Sí, partidos diferentes. Sacramento es un equipo que cuando está de local es más fuerte, y es normal que muchos equipos se sientan más fuertes de locales, especialmente Sacramento. Acá en casa era un partido completamente diferente. Entonces, si tú me preguntas, me enfocaría más en el partido allá. Es un partido donde van a ser muy intensos, van a ser muy agresivos cuando no tengan la pelota, van a ser un rival que es sumamente directo, y el rival te va a exigir a defenderte por momentos y poder entender que vas a estar incómodo, que te vas a sentir incómodo, pero hay que mantener la calma en esos momentos, porque también vamos a tener momentos donde va a haber espacios y vamos a poder mantener la pelota, y ahí es cuando nosotros vamos a tener que tratar de hacerles daño a ellos. Creo que va a ser una final bastante bonita. Eh, Como lo acabo de decir en inglés, si hubiese podido escoger un sitio que no fuese en casa nuestra para jugar la final, te digo que hubiese escogido jugar la final en Sacramento contra Sacramento.
After the San Diego game, you said to me that you were nervous going into that game because of what one-off result might mean for how people view what you've been building here. Now that you're really into the thick of the playoffs, how do you personally manage those nerves, that stress on a week-to-week basis?
You think a lot, right? You think a lot of possible outcomes, but at the end of the day, we have to stay calm, and we have to stay very positive, understanding and what are the things that we need to do in order to get a positive outcome at the end of the week. When you're asking me the question and you're using the word, you said what I was building, and yes, when I came in, it was my vision at first. I grabbed that pen and that white sheet of paper, and I started writing what the vision will be and what the idea will be for the year, and then also many years after this. But at the end of the day, that was just my idea on a pen and on a white sheet of paper. Now it's what we are building, Owen, because at the end of the day, it's also you guys, and you guys are part of this as well. It's what the organization is building, what the players are building, what the coaching staff is building, what the staff that works on game day when we play at home, what they're building, what the supporter groups are building. It's a we. It's not an I anymore. It was an idea at first, and then that idea becomes an idea that is shared by a lot of people, and that is the process, that is the vision, and that's what we're talking about, and that's what we're building over here. What now we have the opportunity to play a final. I think everyone should enjoy that, and I can guarantee you that the group is focused, that the group is ready, and that we are arriving to this final mentally very, very strong, and understanding that we have a massive opportunity to put Phoenix backward where it belongs.
Given the caliber of the opponents you played, the second and the third seed, and heading to the first seed, the fact it was away, the way you won those games, how special has this playoff run been?
Oh, it's been great. But every playoff run, it's going to be special, and it's going to be great. We've had the opportunity to play teams that had a better regular season than us because they were more consistent. They finished the regular season higher seeded than us, and yeah, it's special to play versus teams that finish in front of you, and also when you're playing away from home, but then you also turn to the side, and you see the support of people that are traveling and that are taking time away from their lives and their weekends to come support us and be there with us, and that's massive too, and that makes this extra special. Of course, I would rather play every playoff game at home, but this is what I've taken out of this playoff run, is that we're not alone in this, and wherever we go, we got people that are gonna follow and they're gonna support us. And in Sacramento, it's gonna be thousands of them, but I'm pretty sure that when we turn our left or right, we're gonna see a lot of red jerseys, and we're gonna see people supporting us, and we're not gonna be alone on the field.